All right, today we're going to break down the absolutely game-changing ideas from James Clear's mega bestseller, Atomic Habits. This whole book is built on one simple but honestly world-changing idea, that real, lasting change doesn't come from some huge, heroic effort. Nope, it comes from the tiny, almost invisible things you do every single day. I mean, think about it for a second. We've all done it, right? You were going to run that marathon, write that novel, finally launch that business. You know that feeling. You're totally fired up, ready to go with this huge, awesome goal. And yeah, we've all felt that familiar sting when a few weeks later, maybe a month, all of that motivation just vanishes and the goal collapses. It's such a frustrating cycle. But what if the problem isn't you? What if the problem is the way we think about goals in the first place? This right here, this quote, is the heart of the entire book. What Clear says is that winners and losers, they often have the exact same goals. The difference isn't their ambition, it's the system, the set of daily habits that they have underneath. Think of it like this. Your goals point you in the right direction, but it's your systems that actually get you across the finish line. Okay, so if setting huge goals can be the problem, then what's the answer? Well, it's this incredibly powerful, counterintuitive idea of atomic habits. These are the tiny, consistent actions that compound over time and lead to truly remarkable results. James Clear uses this perfect metaphor he calls the plateau of latent potential. Picture an ice cube in a room that's slowly warming up. It goes from 26 to 27 to 31 degrees, and nothing seems to be happening. It's still a block of ice. That's like when you go to the gym for weeks and see no change. And this is where most people quit. They give up at 31 degrees, not realizing that all their effort has been stored. The breakthrough, that melting point, is just 1 degree away. And the math behind these tiny improvements is it's mind-blowing. What do you think happens if you get just 1% better at something every day for a whole year? You don't just get 365% better. No, because of the power of compounding, you end up a staggering 37 times better. It just goes to show you, small daily improvements are the single most powerful engine for change. So we get it, right? Small habits are incredibly powerful. But the real question is, how do we actually build them and make them stick? Well, Clear gives us a super simple, practical, and honestly unforgettable framework for doing just that. The whole system boils down to these 4 laws. If you want to build a good habit, you just have to make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. And what if you want to break a bad habit? Well, you just flip every single one of those laws on its head. Make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. See, it's not about having more willpower, it's about designing your environment so the good habits are just the easiest thing to do. But listen, this framework, it's not just some productivity hack. It actually goes way deeper. It gets to the core of how you can fundamentally change who you are. And this, for me, is where the book's ideas go from really good to truly life-changing. Just look at the massive difference in mindset here. The person on the left is focused on an outcome. I'm trying to quit smoking. Their identity is still tied to being a smoker who's struggling. But the person on the right, they've shifted their core belief. It's not about the outcome anymore. It's about who they believe they are. You're not trying to be something. You simply are that thing. So what does this really mean? It means you don't just wake up one day and decide you're a runner. You have to prove it to yourself with small wins. Every single time you lace up your shoes for a jog, you're casting a vote for I am a runner. Every time you sit down and write just one sentence, you cast a vote for I am a writer. Your identity literally emerges from the evidence of your habits. Okay, I know this all sounds great, but you might be thinking, where do I even begin? Well, Clear leaves us with probably the most practical, actionable rule in the whole book. It's designed to demolish the single biggest obstacle to any new habit, just getting started. The whole idea here is to make the starting ritual so unbelievably easy that you just can't say no to it. The goal isn't to run the marathon on day 1. The goal is to master the art of just showing up. Because once you start, momentum takes over. You have to establish the habit before you can ever hope to improve it. And here's exactly how you apply it. Run 3 miles is way too big. Your new habit is put on my running shoes. That's it. That's the win. But you know what? Once your shoes are on, you're probably gonna go for that run. Meditate for 10 minutes becomes sit in silence for 60 seconds. Anyone can do that. You are making it absolutely impossible to fail at the most important part, the very beginning. So that's really the question this whole thing leaves us with, isn't it? Forget about the giant, intimidating goal for just a second. What is one tiny, almost ridiculously easy action you can take right now, today, that casts a vote for the person you want to become? Because that single vote, it might just be the start of everything.